Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from Python Ninja YouTube channel, and today we will learn together string format specifier in Python. Format specifiers are used within the print statement. So from the name we should understand these format specifiers are used within the print statement. Okay, and by utilizing the formatted string print, so I want to use within this format specifier a print statement, and I use f string. Okay, this is should be like located at your mind. Here is the syntax. The syntax, when I open a placeholder inside f string, I use colon and then I use a flag. Okay, we will like go to each flag and learn what is the usage of this flag. So in general, the syntax looks like this. The specifier inside the placeholder asks a value, which is the value of the variable, okay, and the flag. How can we visualize or what we want from this flag? There are many flags that can be used to format any variable within the strings. Okay, so for example, we learned in the previous tutorials and many of the previous tutorials how to use, for example, a float numbers and how can we consider only two numbers after the decimal point. For example, I have a variable number that contains, for example, 3.1456, like this number. I can print using, if I want to use the format specifier or string format specifier, I want to use it within the f string. Then, for example, I can say the number is, I open a placeholder here, I insert inside the placeholder. With this placeholder will hold the variable number, but for the format specifier I open colon. Okay, then I use the suitable flag. For example, if I use a flag like this, dot zero, dot 02f, it will do like this. Okay, it will consider two floating point. Okay, if I do like this, dot 03f, it will also consider three floating points. If I do, for example, 20 floating point, and that is not used, of course, it will use with padding number. The standard the standard number of floating point or float values is 3. So we usually in our exercises use 3 to follow the standard protocol. This is the first flag. The second flag is number. Okay, so I want to print num and I want to see what number does. Number, it allocates spaces before that number. For example, it will print, if I want to consider 5 within this flag, we can see that this the variable here or the number is moving a little bit to the right. If I want to consider 10, then we allocate spaces, it move also. If I consider 20, it will move. This is like formatting or like improve the visualization of the result or of the variables when we do print statement. So we concluded what the domain of this one, of the first flag, the floating point, and the flag that is related to allocate spaces before the variable. We also have another flag. That flag also consider adding a space before the positive value like this. It will also add its space. It is worth it to mention that not all of these code of these flags are used in one code. It depends on the application that you design. For this flag, it adds zero padding, meaning that it adds some zeros before your number. For example, but here is the trick. If I want to add 3 zeros, I cannot do like this. Okay, sorry, I cannot do like this. Okay, why? if you want to use zero padding, you have to first count how many or how length the variable is. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to use 0, 8 also to consider the padding. We have to keep in mind the length of the variable or the length of digits of that variable. Okay, so I inserted 0, okay, 0 based on the length of this of the variable. Okay, so if I have like this, okay, just two numbers, it will add much more 1 0, okay, so more than one, and it will add bad like with like useless zeros. And this could be useful if you have, for example, mobile number. Okay, you cannot do like 0031 because 0 is not allowed to use in Python. So if I want to execute this itself, it will give you syntax error because leaving 0 is not allowed in Python. What we can do in this case, we can do like this. We can remove zeros and we use this is for example 0 and 3. If I want to no, it is mobile num, it's not num, sorry for this. And it add 1 0, but it is useful to add another 0, okay, which is 4 here, and because we can consider this is the Netherlands country code. Okay, so please count how many numbers here. For example, we have 1, we have 2 numbers. I need another 2 0 padding points, then the length will be 4. Okay, please keep this in your mind. We have another flag. This will give you left justify. For example, if you use this like this, it will not affect, but if you, for example, add 10, it will also not affect because it goes to the left, okay, and the number is located to the most left location. But if you change it to the another flag, which is this one, it will goes to the right. See how it goes to the right? Yeah, here it goes to the right. It's similar to this flag, okay? It's similar to adding or allocating space, which is this one, okay? Sometimes you want to visualize in like a more fancy way, so you can use this, okay? And you can keep space based on this flag. This will does centering. For example, if you use like this, it will center the result or the variable. And if you want to center this in different with longer space, you can and use the related flag that can center and does alignment. If you have, for example, a positive value and you print this number as this, it will print it to you without any sign. But if you use a colon and then you use this flag, it will print with positive, and if it is negative, it will print it also with negative. So this positive flag could be used frequently when you have application and is related to negative and positive value. We also can consider another flag for negative and positive value. Let us return this to positive and use the equal flag, which is the flag that use the sign, the equal sign. But if I use this, it will affect nothing in the program because it places the sign to the leftmost position. So, and here we have the leftmost position, and because of its negative positive, this will not affected by equal sign. But if it was negative, it will be affected. Okay, and it will visualize. Again, not all of these. The first one that's rounding the floating point is the most used one in each program or code. You can find this. The next one we don't use too much. Even this doesn't use too much. Zero padding is used in the application where you want to start the number with zero. So I recommend to keep in mind the first one, to keep in mind zero padding, to keep in mind the positive, but it is useful for you to practice to know all of these flags and how it works. And the last flag, well, for this flag that use equal sign, we can use it in a different way. For example, if I have variable a with 10, variable ab with 15, I can print the variables in more modern way like this. I open two placeholders, the first for the first variable a, then I just do equal. I don't use anything. Then b and use equal. Okay, first, if I print without equal, it will print only the value, the corresponding value of the variable. But if I use equal, then it will visualize to me also the variable itself. So it here connected. It here connected the value, the variable and the value, but without. So it visualize the variable and value. But here, when I remove this equal sign, it will show only the values. The last thing that I want to mention is that we can use this comma flag for example, if you have the number like this 1 2 3 underscore, well, we use underscore just to help us to distinguish between the number index. So here we print it. We already call print statement, and here we print the number. It is a valid number, and it should use with 20,000 and with hundreds. For example, if I have number like this, okay, in million, and I want to consider instead of considering this number, okay, as a long number, I want to use commas that separate, for example, hundreds and again, sorry for this overload today. And I want to print the number, it will show here the long number. But if I want to separate, for example, hundreds, thousands, million, I will use a special flag. So this flag is the number. The flag is open placeholder and use the number, and then we use colon and we use comma. Okay, and yeah, it is separated. So this is also one of the flags that is used when visualizing the result in a fancy way. Consider that this is again among the used one with this floating point and zero padding. The last thing I want to conclude to you that we can use it like this. We can use multiple flags together. How? Let us to see. I have, for example, the first value of well, let us to say that 1 2 3 underscore and like this. The second number I have, or the second value, which will be negative minus 1 2 3 dot 1 2 4 5. This should be value with different name. And second value will be for the sample underscore and for example 2 dot, these are just random numbers. Now I can print, okay, like this, print the first number with we can print the number with multiple flags. For example, the number is, and we open placeholder, and we can consider what number I want to open. I consider the first one and what the flags I want to do. For example, I want to see if the number is negative or positive. I want to divide the number by using comma. I want to use only 3 floating points like this. So I use column, then I use the 3 flags. The first one is this one, the second one is the last one, and the first one. These are the most used flag beside the zero value one. So here I visualize the positive value, and I divided this into 100,000 and a million. And in case if, for example, and I used also 3 floating point. This is working. And for the second value, it will be like this, because it is negative, and we reduce one number here. And for the third value, we can also conclude this. It is also positive, and it considers a floating point and comma between the hundreds and thousands. So keep in mind that you can use more than one string format specifier at your code. Guys, that's for today, and by this tutorial we will stop introducing tutorials regarding string in Python. That's enough for you to go like to advanced or to professional level in string with Python. In the next tutorial, we will start introducing tutorials related to loop. We will start with while loop, and we will practice some exercises. Then we will go to for loop, and we will practice some exercises. And after for loop, we will introduce lists, tuples, and then the dictionary. Then we will go to the function. Then we will we will be heading to the object-oriented programming and our most advanced topic of the Python. Just please don't be hurry, and take it step one step. And as I usually recommend to you, please don't start from the middle. Go, if you don't have any knowledge about Python, go from the first tutorial, and please subscribe to this channel and share this video for charity.